Hello, this is Gayle Palmer, the osteopath at the Living Elements Clinic in Siddlesham near Chichester. Today's video is all about your immunity, how to stay well, and particularly in relation to coronavirus around at the moment, but also the change in the seasons and why a lot of the symptoms that you might think of as coronavirus related are actually nothing to do with it whatsoever. They are a natural part of our body cleaning, cleansing and detoxing as the seasons change, and they're an important part for us in order to stay healthy, well and vibrant. So what symptoms do you get when you cleanse and detox? Oddly enough, or perhaps not, as you'll soon discover, cleansing and detoxing symptoms are very similar to ones that you get when you have a cough or a cold or a virus or a flu or any of those things. And why is that? Because when your body cleanses and detoxes, your immunity lowers. When that happens, the opportune bugs that happen to be around, whether they're bacterial or viral, often jump on the bandwagon, and so you have symptoms of the virus. But actually, those symptoms are a sign that your body is kicking out the bugs, cleaning and cleansing your body, which is a great thing. So what are our tissues and organs that we use to clean and cleanse with? Skin, our largest organ, surface area wise. When you're cleansing and detoxing, you will often find that your sweat changes consistency and odour. You often find that you end up with pimples, spots, lumps and bumps, an erythema, which is a redness or a rash. Those are all signs and symptoms that your skin is cleaning. Lungs, that's probably the next one that we think of, and your ENT system, your ear, nose and throat. That's the first ingress for many bugs to come through because we're breathing in and out all day. So coughs, colds, snottiness, sinus infections, headaches quite often, all of those are signs that your body is clearing and cleaning. You have a huge range of immune functions around your head and neck. And so we often find that when you are subjected to the bugs that are around and your system's a bit low and a bit exhausted, which many people's are at the moment because we've been dealing with all of this drama for 6 months and we've had the Brexit drama before that, etc., etc. Everyone's tired, really, really tired. And so as your system clears and cleanses, that's how you often first know that you're feeling unwell. If it goes a bit deeper, you end up with lung symptoms. So coughs, phlegm, production of spittle, which can develop further into bronchitis or pneumonia, which is just an inflammation of those tissues, basically. When the kidneys and bladder excrete and cleanse, you end up with changed urine colour often and odour. You can feel quite sore around your kidneys, so around the lower back of your back, and that can be quite sore, uncomfortable, often brought on by getting cold as well. So if you've been out gardening and you've had a chill on your back, that will often cause problems with that. And other symptoms that also can give you changes. Your gut will cleanse and clean, so you can end up with fecal changes, diarrhea, maybe constipation, altered colour, altered texture, shape, size. Even your ears produce different earwax when you're clearing and cleansing. Now, all of that is not necessarily anything to worry about. Our bodies naturally do a clear and cleanse as the seasons change, particularly summer to autumn and spring to summer, because those are the times when we have the biggest change in the seasons, and our bodies naturally will clear and cleanse at this point. Unfortunately, with coronavirus and the drama around all of this, and the need to try and stay safe, not overburden the NHS, etc., all of this extra anxiety and worry and depression for many people is causing huge problems for our bodies. It's got an even bigger toxic load to try and deal with, and trust me, it will deal with it. One of the signs for coronavirus is that you have a temperature. Having a temperature is a sign that the body is big time clearing and cleaning, and it's burning up, producing more heat internally in order to kill the viruses, bacteria, etc. that it needs to, and then we'll use the eliminatory systems to clear and cleanse after that. But all of that said, if you can help your body to clean and cleanse, you will get through that much quicker. Hooray! There are some very simple basic steps to take. Drink a lot more water. Most people are dehydrated. They're spending their time drinking tea, coffee, beer, wine. Don't do that. When your system is cleaning, just give it clean, fresh water. If you really don't like the taste of water, and it's probably because you're actually dehydrated, and so it will taste more metallic in the mouth, add a little bit of lime juice or something like that to it, some light squash, to give it a bit of flavour. Eat properly. Cut out the sugar, which can be very toxic for your system. It really overloads the system further. Eat lots of fruit and vegetables. Cut down on the amount of meat that you eat, because that's hard to digest for your system. Easier things to digest, which are proteinaceous, beans, pulses, whole grains. So they're useful, and you'll often find when you're cleaning, actually you aren't that hungry. That's also fine, particularly if you've got a fever. You actually want to just give it lots of water and sleep, sleep, sleep. Sleep is so restorative. It's amazing. And we are, because of all the technology that we're now using, etc., we're often sleep deprived. So sleep is your big, big friend in all of this. Simple things to keep you safe, particularly at the moment. Washing your hands. I've done videos on how to wash your hands thoroughly and properly. They're not just a joke. It does make a difference for all sorts of things. Wearing your face coverings and making sure that you wash those regularly, at least every day, unless they're using disposable ones. Please, if you're using disposable ones, be careful with the straps, cut them so that animals, etc., when they're on the tip, don't get caught up with them. In the clinic here, we're using a comprehensive COVID-19 screening form before I see any of my patients, which is fantastic. And I'm also requesting that you bring in your own clean, laundered towels to go on the top of the plinth. And now that the weather is beginning to change, you also bring in your own clean, laundered blanket. Bring them in a plastic bag. They will get put away back into the plastic bag before I then clean the room after you've come. Please try not to bring any excess things into the clinic with you. So if you need to pay, bring your credit card. You might want to even leave your phone in the car, because you're not going to need it unless you need to make another appointment, but an email will come through to you anyway with your appointment details on it. And I think most of all, just don't be blasé about this. It is flu season. There are going to be a lot of people having flu. There may or may not be more and more people getting coronavirus, depending on how sensible people are. And in this area, we have a very low incidence of any positive coronavirus symptoms, let alone further problems, which is fantastic, but we really like to keep it that way. So be aware, be present to who is around, who is not around and you're in contact with, how much contact you have, like how close you are to them, if they're wearing a covering, if they're not wearing a covering, so that if you get coronavirus, you can accurately say who you've been in contact with, which is important for the track and tracing. Okay, we can get through this, but please don't just assume it's not going to happen to you, because your body needs to clean and cleanse at the moment. Okay, so it is going to be doing that anyway. It usually has nothing to do with the coronavirus. Allow it to do what it needs to do. Take time at home, rest, eat well, drink lots of water. I'm very happy to give you treatments. If you need to have treatments, you will need to go through the screening form. But other than that, stay well, keep safe, and I'll see you soon. That's Gayle Palmer from The Living Elements, where your health is my priority. Cheers now.